What's girls, how you doing? It's super hot in London now. Anyhow, okay, the pick a card today. Yeah, that's what we do. It's too much high temperature. Anyhow, it's gonna be, what do they refuse to accept? Okay, where are we going with this? I have no idea. That is the point. Okay, we haven't done that before. I don't know how it's gonna come out. Let's go, let's do this. Okay, two piles. We develop if we need to. We probably will. But anyhow. It's too hot. Okay, one, two. Okay, pile number one. What do they refuse to accept? Nine of Wands, Eight of Swords, Justice. Ooh, right. Interesting. So there is definitely a limitation of the mind. They don't allow themselves to see the bigger picture. They don't allow themselves to see where they can go with you. They can reach a higher level. As you can see, this is, the castle. Okay, this is the top of the mountain, and this is the top of the top, really. But they plateau and they limit themselves here. And it's just about the mind. It's all about the swords. That's the mind. They're blocking. They refuse to go there. Well, the thing is, what they could accept is that to at least give it a go. And they might do that. But it's all over the place. They don't really know how to do this, but apparently they might do. Or maybe they just don't have any kind of strategy. And they go here, there, everywhere. And maybe they're fluffing around at the same time. And doesn't bring them anything except make them feel even more petite. So what they need to do is to go back to balance and do the right thing and be fair. But they refuse to accept that. They refuse to be fair. They refuse maybe to go through the reality, meaning if they have, for example, an affair with you, well, they should accept the reality. They're not that happy in their marriage. Otherwise, that wouldn't be happening, is it? So they refuse the idea of maybe go to the next level, which is free themselves and free the person as well, to find the right person. And they should be, going through the paperwork, divorce, confront the reality. But no, they prefer to stay to their routine because this is something they know, and that's common, and that's routine, and that's comfortable. But that is pretty damn uncomfortable, in my opinion. They refuse to accept the reality. Many people like this. Well, maybe they went too fast. Maybe if I'm not fast enough. There is the problem of speed here, obviously. But they might come towards you, or maybe they did just approach you too fast without thinking of the consequences of the action. And now they have to make it right. Yeah, they should spend quality time with you, and they might want to do that face to face, at least have a conversation. There you go. That's what they were doing. The King of Wands is generally a player. Is male, female, doesn't matter. Is someone who fluff around, who, use that as a facade, because it's easier to stay superficial, ego-based, being flattered by the attention. Oh yeah, people like me, people find me sexy. Right. But then by that attitude, they might open doors they might not be able to go through, or entertain an illusion of where they're not, particularly if they're not, free. That kind of attitude, that is a recipe for disaster. It's just like, it's going to happen. Inevitably, it's going to happen, because by being like fluffing around, they will end up meeting someone. Someone will be very relevant, but then they might hurt them by not, engaging properly and continue on this fluffing around. That's okay if you're 16, and even then, I'm not sure. But not after that, Because they refuse to accept that they have to mature emotionally. And they do have regret. What did I say? Of course. That kind of attitude at some point is going to bite you in the derrière. Yeah, totally. They want to fix it though. Yeah, but it's all about sex. If that's what they want, that is not going to go very far after a while, No. Oh yeah, they're so deceptive. That's insane. There's no maturity here. So they refuse to accept to grow up. They stay at the very basic level. That's fine, because they're always going to find people who want to be in the same boat. Absolutely fine. But there's a certain type of people they will not have access to. Yeah. That's going to have a lot of consequences in their life. They're going to battle a lot of things. And particularly if they have someone in their life that is very grounded, very truthful, very, together. Because that person, male, female, won't accept this. Because it's about, Pentacle in a relationship, for example, is about very much longevity. And if you have someone who's so basic, ego-based, and fluffing around, ain't gonna work for a very long time. And of course, if there's money involved, someone gonna hurt. Yeah, it's gonna have to go through a kind of introspection, shadow work. A lot of the lies gonna come to the surface is inevitable. Within themselves, towards themselves, whatever. It's going to come out, and it has to be. So anything they refuse to see or to accept, the moon will bring it in their face and bite them in the derrière. Yeah. And that's the thing. The king of wands is typical, is genuinely underneath the king of cups. It's someone who's used, that kind of facade to pretend that they don't care. Let me find it. Here you go. This one is a facade. But underneath you have someone who is very afraid of getting hurt. Protect his heart and stay on the fence. How long can you stay on the fence for? So hard. A person gonna have to face their reality. It's inevitable. Whether they like you or not. Okay. Et voilà. So part number 2, what do they refuse to accept? The High Priestess, Ace of Swords, Death. Well, it's very straightforward. They refuse to accept the rebirth because you already know. The High Priestess, you connected to your intuition, spiritual world, you just get that other dimension. You just get it. People who just want to be on a logical world, they're limiting themselves. And at some point, the logical world doesn't make sense. Okay, so you're going to have to go deeper anyway. But you already know that. You read people, you know that person inside out, you can see through them, through the little game, whatever. So they maybe refuse to have that reality and that new beginning with that awareness because you already have it. They have to level up, obviously, okay? And of course, that's going to go through the end of something, beginning of something else, giving birth to yourself, themselves, whatever. So maybe they're kind of reluctant to take that next step because it's scary. Now you're facing the reality. You don't have any more illusion. Absolutely not. Yeah, here we go. Why do I need a car? Yeah, they were running away from themselves. But they can't, At the end of the day, that's what they're going to have to go to. So that's attitude of running away with murder or whatever, that ain't going to work anymore. Yeah, they can't not stay in the middle of the road anymore. They're going to have to make that transition. They cannot stay somewhere where they're bored and, they already know what's going on and they're just bored to death. But then you have something new and exciting. But it takes some, strength to go there. But they prefer to stay in the middle of the road. But you can't stay in the middle of the road. Eventually, you're going to have to make a bloody move. Yeah, they're definitely in between too. But they also switch off their heart. Because they maybe have been hurt in the past, they don't want to get hurt again, fair enough. But, at some point, you cannot live in a bubble. You need to feel. So, they refuse to accept that transition, but they have to. They definitely back and forth. But there's also a lot of chemistry between you two. Yeah, they procrastinate. I mean, how many cars are going in the same direction is insane. And eventually they will. And then we have a happy ever after. Beautiful, whatever that means to you. They will make that transition. They will go to the next level. They cannot stay in the middle of the road forever. My voice is George again, so I'm going to stop here. I think we have resolution anyway here and we understand where that comes from, so that's all good. On this note, have a beautiful day and I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah. Ciao.